My common female fellas, we most probably have heard expressions such as women are not strong enough to do this, women aren't supposed to do this and that, and all the shenanigans. Certainly, these commentaries are not new. Women in sports have fought against prejudices like this for a long time. While doing that, they were, and they still are, either looked down to or heavily sexualized. I mean, when you Google female athletes, what happens is this. Well, time to acknowledge their sporty achievements rather than their bodies, huh? Welcome to the third episode of HERstory, a series to make female contributions in the world more visible. Gertrude Ederle, also called Trudy, daughter of German immigrants in America, already holds her first swimming records by age 12. In the Olympic Games in 1924, she wins gold and 2 times bronze. Not enough for Trudy though. She's determined to swim the English Channel between the UK and France. In 1926, wrapped in oil and accompanied by her father and her trainer in a dinghy, she swims through the ice-cold water against waves that were several meters high and dangerous currents. Her father feeds her with chicken broth and fruits from the boat. Since her first attempt in 1925 failed due to a boat picking her up too early, Trudy herself drills into her father that he should keep the trainer, no matter how concerned he is, from getting her out of the water. Unless she asks for it, of course. In fact, she was given the name Mrs. What For, as whenever someone from the boat prompted her to get in, she always replied with, "What for?" and just continued swimming. Trudy is only 20 years old when she completes swimming the English Channel. Not only did she have to swim 56 kilometers instead of 34 due to the strong currents, but she was also, despite that, 2 hours quicker than every male attempt ever before her. Trudy becomes a pioneer of female sports. She proved that the cliché of the weaker sex is wrong and quite knowingly stated, "When someone tells me I cannot do it, that's when I do it." Well done, Trudy, well done. Up until this day, women are not allowed to participate in the prestigious Tour de France competition. In Germany, women were forbidden to ride bicycles until 1967, and even with the new law, people argued women shouldn't, due to aesthetic reasons, because nobody wants to see improperly naked, musculous legs on women anyway, right? A critique that also Tillie Anderson heard quite frequently. Tillie was born in 1875 in Sweden in bitter poverty and hence emigrated to the US at age 16 in hope for a better life. With 18 years, she came in first contact with a bicycle, and even though back then riding a bike was considered something extremely unseemly for women, she saves up money to buy her own. Right after the purchase, she sews her own training clothes and immediately competes in a race over 160 kilometers and wins it in record time. Shortly after that, she participates in the 6 days race in Detroit and here even sets 2 world records. From all upcoming races, 130 in total, she did not win in only 7 of those. Impressive, right? And even though plenty of newspapers were reporting her successes, some magazines showed pictures of her legs to demonstrate the horrible effects of cycling on the female body. Her sport career was unfortunately put to a relatively soon end. Women were forbidden to compete in bike races in the US from 1902 on. Maybe also as a consequence to Tillie's astonishing and, well, jaw-dropping career. As you will see later in this video, a segregation of the sexes in sport coincidentally happened when women were, well, proving themselves to be just as good or even better than men. Until then, Tillie Anderson's story can be read in the book Tillie, the Terrible Swede, How One Woman, a Sewing Needle and a Bicycle Changed History. It's a children's book by Sue Stauffacher, but I'm sure that, if you decide to read this to your kids, you will enjoy it too. So I put a link down in the description. We're kind of staying within the realm of bikes. Let's meet the adventure couple of the early 20th century, the Workmans. Fanny Bullock Workman traveled together with her husband by bike to Spain, over the Atlas Mountains, through the Sahara and Morocco. A journey of 4,500 kilometers. And they didn't even stop there. They were biking over to Syria, through the Middle East, to the Himalaya mountain range. The duration of this journey? 10 years, with over 22,500 kilometers by bike. She will be the first female mountaineer on the Himalaya, climbing the 6,930 meters high pinnacle peak. After a remarkable mountaineer career, where she succeeds defending her titles for the highest peaks regularly, she also became the first woman that was giving lectures at the University of Sorbonne in Paris. She was campaigning for women's access to higher education and for equality within mountain climbing. In regard to the latter, she also delved into the development of appropriate female climbing gear and clothing. Fanny was certainly violating the norms of Victorian female propriety, as she also states herself. She was a supporter of the women's suffrage and wanted her readers and lecture listeners to understand how her achievements reflected all women's potential. She definitely has a very, very impressive vita, just like the next person we're saying hi to. Mildred Didrikson Zaharias qualified herself in 1932 for 5 athletic competitions in the Olympic Games, but due to her gender was only allowed to participate in 3 of them. She won 2 times gold and 1 time silver. Moreover, she played in the men's baseball team of the Brooklyn Dodgers, was successful in golf and won 3 times the US Open. Overall, she was active in baseball, basketball, pool, bowling and golf, fencing, shooting, tennis, horse riding and speed skating. Wow, what an exceptional sportswoman. Speaking of tennis, no, we are not going to talk about Serena Williams, sorry, but about Billie Jean King. Billie Jean King is one of the most successful tennis players of the world. She was able to win 39 Grand Slam titles, but became specifically known from the Battle of Sexes, a tennis duel fought in 1973. With over 90 million people watching the game on TV, she battled tennis legend and self-proclaimed woman hater Bobby Riggs in only 3 sets. Her triumph was legendary and an important win for the equality of female and male players in tennis. Unlike in tennis, many sport disciplines are separated by gender. Why is that though? In the 28 different athletic disciplines in the Olympic Games, horse riding is the only one in which women are allowed to compete alongside men. Even in shooting, in which, men don't have any physical advantage, the 2 genders are segregated. You know why? Since 1984, women who could previously compete alongside men were now only allowed to compete in own female tournaments, with the exception of skeeting, until 1992. There, the Chinese sportswoman Zhang Shan won as the first woman ever. Then, the following Olympic Games, surprise, surprise, she was not able to defend her title because, you guessed it, women were first completely excluded and then only in year 2000 they could compete again. However, only in terms of gender segregation. Sounds strangely familiar to Tillie Anderson's story, does it? Well, I'll leave you with your thoughts on that. You know who else won Olympic gold? The German female soccer team. Soccer, teams as well as competitions are also divided according to gender. I will take here the example of my home country, good old Germany, because it's convenient and also we don't suck at soccer, all right? Take it. So, the national female soccer team was established in 1982. It won the World Cup in 2003, 2007, and the European Cups in total 8 times. The German national male soccer team, on the other hand, is in existence for 75 years longer, only scored 2 World Cups more, and only 3 European Cups in total. And while the women are number 2 on the FIFA score, basically the US holds it for most time, they are just killing it, the German men are currently placed 12th. So, I think it's safe to say at this point that the women's team is more successful than their male counterparts, specifically given their short history. It's a shame then that they don't earn as much money nor prestige as their male colleagues. However, guys, in 2017, Norway's male soccer players agreed to take a wage cut to help achieve parity, so that now female and male soccer players are granted equal pay. Long overdue if you ask me, and I hope since in Germany the female soccer team achieved consistently better results, such an agreement will follow hopefully soon too. They deserve it. Alright guys, this is a wrap! Thanks for sticking with me. There are obviously way more talented, kick-ass female athletes out there. This is just a tiny selection. I definitely encourage you to conduct further research and, state your opinion in the comment section and let me know who is a sportive role model to you. In the next episode, we are going to talk about a specific area of sport, aviation. I decided to dedicate an own episode to it since I believe that the female aviation pioneers deserve that very, very much. I hope that you like it. It airs next week. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And as always, besitos. Have a lovely day, ladies, gentlemen, and rainbow friends. And the like is up already. See you next time. Bye-bye.